back to Am I the This week, we're just gonna do a fun little random pot edition because there's not too many themes going on, but I know that there's still some crazy stories out there that I want to read. We've been doing a lot of themed ones recently, and I felt like, let's just stir the pot. Let's just stir the pot and see what's in there, because I know. First one we have is, am I for laughing when my friend told me the baby name they picked? Okay, this could go either way. My best friend, I will call her Kay, is pregnant, and we've been friends forever, like since middle school. We've been talking about baby names for weeks, just throwing out ideas for fun. She even joked about some really insane names, and we laughed about how some people pick the most cringe stuff, so I thought we were on the same page about what was reasonable. You're not. Fast forward a few days ago, Kay tells me when they finally picked a name. And it's something straight out of Genshin Impact or Skyrim. I don't know what that means. Not the real name. But think Zephyr Rocket or Banjo Fox. I honestly thought she was messing with me. So I laughed. Not like a mean laugh, just like a genuine reaction. Like, wait, shut up. What is the real name? So it's like some random default fixed in name. Those references to me, if you said Wizard 101... Taylor Wildheart goes crazy on there. But nope, that was her real name. She got super quiet and was like, that is the name. I could tell immediately I messed up, so I tried to backpedal. She looked kind of hurt and changed the subject. Later, a mutual friend told me she was upset and thought I was being rude. Now, the real tea is that she had a small kickback with our friend group and didn't invite me. Like, literally everyone else was there. I found out after the fact, and it was hard not to feel like it was because of the baby name thing. I really didn't mean to be rude. I just genuinely thought she was joking based on our past convos. Am I for laughing? Or is she overreacting? This is my best friend. Okay, I think that it's a genuine accident. I don't think you laughed on purpose, but unfortunately you're hoping it wasn't meant to be mean, but unfortunately with baby names and stuff like that, you really got to be careful with stuff like that. And it's hard because, like you said, you were joking before. So again, these are one of those where it's like you didn't have intent. Like, there's some people where it's like, dude, you had to have known that was a move. This is like an accidental but it's like, I don't think you can think she's overreacting. I think you gotta understand where she's coming from, and I think you need to apologize, and I think that you can work it out on the remix, and you can love your niece or nephew Banjo Fox, and that's just really awkward now because, like, that's the name forever, and she's gonna know that you laughed. I wonder if she's gonna tell her baby you laughed. Yeah, I think you're the but I think, like, I just don't think you guys should have brushed past it. I feel like you should immediately be like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Like, I feel like you could have just, like, cleared it up right then and there. And unfortunately, that was not the case. So, you got uninvited. Not uninvited, didn't get invited. I think you shouldn't be, it, like, hurts. I understand that, but I think if you wanted to make sure you were invited to future stuff, you should have apologized. And, wait, did you say you apologized? No, I think you should have, like, I don't know why you haven't apologized. I think that's what sort of makes you the most, it's like, why have you not already apologized? She's not overreacting. It's just, like, a misunderstanding. But the fact that you haven't apologized, girl, what? Yeah, apologize. Apologize to her and Banjo Fox. Alright, next one is, I rejected my brother-in-law's child being a flower girl. So brother-in-law, so my husband's brother. My husband's sister's husband. That's where we are. I'm a 27-year-old female, and I'm getting married this spring to my boyfriend, who's a 26-year-old male. We have been planning our wedding for 2 years now, and we've been trying to get the blessings from both sides of our families, but only my family was supportive of our decision to get married. While receiving racist remarks from my to-be in-laws, they disapproved of us getting married and wanted us to wait for a while before settling down. Okay, so this is turning into something that I was not thinking it was going to. Since we weren't receiving full support, we decided to plan the wedding ourselves and finalize the details like date, venue, catering, etc. We are not and have not asked for any financial support, and they have not asked if we need help in any aspect of the planning. I also asked my family friend's daughter, who's a 4-year-old female, to be the flower girl after the engagement, and her mom agreed. Her mom's your friend, so I would assume yes. Fast forward about a year since the flower girl was confirmed. My boyfriend's older brother, and his wife recently gave birth to a baby girl. Let's call her Amy. And they've been badgering us about allowing their baby, will be 11-month-old by the time of the wedding, my fiance's niece, to be the flower girl. My boyfriend and I pointed out that Amy isn't guaranteed to be able to walk by that time, and Amy's father responded by saying that he could carry her down the aisle. A man ain't supposed to be there. When we initially said no to that idea, as I think it's weird giving the role of a flower girl to a child that won't be able to physically do any of the normal flower girl duties, and it would look ugly having a toddler walk down next to an adult holding a baby. That's a lot of words. Amy's father and Amy's grandmother kept on badgering us with the same questions. Can Amy be the flower girl? What color theme is your wedding? We'll buy a dress for Amy. Since Amy is our first and only grandchild, it's tradition for our family for her to be flower girl. But it's not your tradition to make the call on, lady. Am I going to reject Amy as the flower girl? Here's some context. Amy's father and my boyfriend have 2 other siblings. Amy is currently 7 months old and cannot crawl or sit up unassisted. Amy's father and Amy's grandmother makes racist comments about me behind my back. So Amy's father is related to your husband and Amy's grandmother is the mother of your husband, I'm assuming. Because you referring to them like that is making it really hard for me to understand who they are. If I'm assuming correct, I mean, no matter what I'm assuming, you're not the because you already asked a flower girl. The only thing I would say is my nephew was recently a ring bearer and he couldn't walk. They had like a wagon. The flower girls actually like wagoned him down the aisle. So I don't know if there's like a way you can maneuver that in there. I definitely understand what you mean though by like a man carrying a child down. Mostly whenever there already is a flower girl. I would definitely say, well, I asked someone on my side of the family, you can be the flower girl, but yeah, the only other solution is like, it's just, like, not your tradition to worry about either. Like I said, like, how the grandmother is saying, oh, you know, it's tradition. Okay, well, that's not, it's... And also, I hate to be that person, but why isn't your husband stepping in? Why isn't your husband being like, hey, stop making racist comments about my fiance, stop not approving of the marriage, and stop forcing things on her? I feel like the husband's a little bit to blame here. Like, why is he not putting the foot down a little bit? But no, you're not the... It's your wedding. Anything that's your wedding related... Probably not because that's your day, that's your call, that's your expense. Mostly because it's your expense. They are not paying for it. Add like a bunch of extra stuff and say, okay, if you pay for this, Amy can be the flower girl. Okay, the next one is, am I the asshole for not listening to my wife and eating the wrong cookie? Probably. Not listening to your wife. Just kidding. Let's see. I worked a 10-hour shift yesterday and had little to eat but bubblegum and some cheap hot chocolate. I come home to a voice message whereas my wife had picked up a cookie for me from the local bakery and another specific cookie for our young daughter, which she could have when she came home from school. Saying that you had bubblegum to eat is crazy. To eat? You swallow your bubblegum? Overjoyed, partially because I was hungry and partially because my wife and I had at odds for a bit and I thought perhaps this was an olive branch of sorts. I looked into the cookie box. One of the 2 cookies inside was definitely the one for my daughter due to its description, so I ate the other one. It wasn't quite what she said it would be, but I didn't want to be picky. A few hours later, my wife pours herself a glass of milk after dinner and goes into the cookie box. She mutters something under her breath and pours her milk back into the jug and flops down on the couch. I asked what was the matter and she informs me that I never listened and I ate her cookie. I told her that I had only eaten the other cookie in the box that wasn't our daughter. And my wife lets me know that my cookie was separate in a bag under the cookie box and that I should have listened better and that she wasn't surprised. I asked her what kind of cookie I had eaten and told her I'd go buy her another one. She refused to tell me and merely repeated that I should have known that wasn't my cookie based on her description. The cookie I ate was white and had some kind of brown icing on it. Apparently she had bought me some sort of toffee chocolate chip cookie. Am I the for not paying attention and eating the wrong cookie, or is she blowing this out of proportion? Edit, since it's come up a few times, I thought I'd add a bit of information. Yeah, because this seems like, I don't know what the description was, it's hard to tell what's going on. Yes, I do have a hard time paying attention, I have ADHD and I'm working on it. Okay, yes, not eating all day is my fault. It was 2 days before payday and we had nothing in the house visible for me to take and I had $1 worth of change in my cup holder plus a pack of gum. I did what I could. No, she didn't mention that my cookie was separate. She told me that my cookie was in our bread bag. Wait, why'd I do that? Bread bag, which is a bag where we kept bread and other things we want to keep bugs and mice out of. She described the cookie as toffee chocolate chip cookie. I looked in the bag and I found the box from the bakery and it had 2 cookies in it. One of them was decorated like the night sky and is what she said she had purchased for our daughter. There was only one other visible cookie. No, I can't prove this unless someone can instruct me in how to download voice messages from Messenger and post them here. That's so funny. I think, yeah, you're the well, I mean, it's just hard because, well, she did say, she said it was in the bread bag, so you had to actually look in the bag. But I do understand, like, you open up whatever and then you see the cookie box. Mostly if, like, you take one bite and you realize it's not your cookie, it's not toffee like she said, I would maybe be like, wait, let me look in the bag real quick. this just feels really weird because this feels like a tip of the iceberg type thing, or like this feels like something's about to topple over, or something already happened that pissed her off. Like, this doesn't sound like it's about the cookie. It sounds like it's something else that she's upset about. If not, then I think she is blowing it a little bit out of proportion, but like, I do understand her frustration. I do understand the annoyance. I do understand that it's like, look in the bag, or like, depending on how big the cookie is, how many bites did you take before you maybe could have thought, hey, this isn't my cookie. If she specified don't eat the daughter's cookie, she could have specified don't eat my cookie. So again, not crazy. I don't think you were out to eat her cookie, but maybe be just a little bit more cautious next time. All over a cookie sounds insane. I really feel like there's something else under this. So maybe I should go on this guy's profile and see if he posted anything more or anything else, because it just feels like it's not about the cookie. It sort of just sounds like maybe we got lost in translation. Maybe I asked for too much. But also, why'd she separate the cookie? I feel like she was testing you a little bit. It's like, you know what? You should have thought a little bit harder. I feel bad. I really do feel bad calling you. You should have listened, but why is she playing my game? My game's with the cookie. I think it was a test, and I think you failed, and I think she was mad about something else, and I think you better brace yourself. Like, if I were you, I would have went and bought another cookie regardless. I think that's what you should have done, is went and assumed, like, trying to remember what you ate. Next one we have is, am I the for accepting an invitation on my husband's behalf that I knew he wouldn't like and refusing to cancel it? My husband is a busy person, but he is not such a busy person that he can't manage invitations from his family and friends if he wanted to. His family and friends act like I'm responsible for his socials calendar, which I didn't mind at first because I didn't have anything better to do, but I'm tired of being the one to have to say no to everything, and it sucks having to deal with people trying to convince me to come to things when I know they really only care about my husband attending. I've tried to get them to go to him directly, but he just sends them back my way or ignores them, so they come to me anyway. I've spoken to him multiple times about not wanting to be responsible for our social calendar, and he acts like he gets it, but then never responds to the invites, so nothing's changed. So I've done something that you guys may or may not think is petty. My mother-in-law has asked us to join monthly family dinners with her side of the family. I prefer her side of my husband's family, but my husband is closer to his dad's side, so we see them more. Usually I wouldn't accept an invite like this without checking my husband's, but since she asked him first and he ignored her, I decided to accept on his behalf. The first dinner is on Sunday, which is the day we were also supposed to have dinner with his grandfather on his dad's side, but he never told me that was happening, and neither did anyone else. His dad's side have a horrible habit of just assuming we'll be at something because they've told us. I guess that is sort of annoying. Part of me thinks the dinner with his grandfather is a lie because I know he's been avoiding his half-brother like the plague since he keeps asking him for investment and his step-siblings will be there. My husband told me to cancel, but I don't want to because my mother-in-law was so happy when I said yes. Also, his sister will be there and I haven't seen her in forever. I won't stop him from canceling if he really wants to, but he turned his situation into a fight because I didn't ask him first, and now I don't want to be the one to cancel. He's basically said if we go to the first one, he expects to tell my mother-in-law. This won't be a regular thing, but I think he should be the one to do that since I have no problem having dinner with them regularly. Am I... Why are you his, like, assistant? What the like, why? I feel like, why is this such, like, a weird dynamic? I feel like you could just be like, hey, so-and-so invited to this. Are we going? Are we not? Like, why is it being in charge of what he's doing? Like, this is a grown man we're talking about. I don't think you're that for accepting it because you didn't know and he didn't tell you, and yeah, I would be like, it's all your responsibility now. I'd be like, I'm not your assistant. I feel like this is a... Like, I don't know, these past two are very much giving, like, deep-rooted issue. It's like, no. And also, yeah, you have no problem meeting with them, so who cares? Who cares? Him? So that's your problem. Why is he treating you like that? Leave him. I'm like, leave him. I don't know, that's just weird behavior, and him being like, oh, ask so-and-so, ask my wife. I don't know my plans. That's so weird energy. That's really, I don't like that. Girl run. That's giving... I don't know. It's making me a little, like, I just don't like that energy. Go to the dinners monthly without him. Join his family. Just leave him and be a part of the family. I just had to pick this one because of the title, because this title just, like, this can't be real. Am I the I changed my mind about my order at Auntie Anne's, and my husband insisted I still get it, and when I didn't, he argued and stormed off. My husband and I went to the mall to pick up his suit from the tailor. We were walking, we passed by an Auntie Anne's, and decided to grab a quick snack. You have to at a mall. Duh. As we approached, I mentioned that I wouldn't mind having some hot dog pretzel bites. Well, he decided on the cinnamon bite. When we reached the cashier to place our order, they informed us that they were out of hot dog pretzel bites and that the next batch would be ready in about 10 minutes. My husband placed his order and asked if I still wanted the hot dog bite. I told him I'd decide after we visited the next store and that he could go ahead with his order. Decide at the next store? Where's the next store? Despite that, he insisted on adding the hot dog bites anyways, arguing that it was just a 10-minute wait. He then told the cashier to include them in the order. I reiterated that I wanted to wait and asked the cashier to remove them. Instead of doing so immediately, she looked at my husband for confirmation. He continued to insist I get them, but I looked him in the eye and firmly said I do not want them anymore. Then I turned to the cashier and repeated, I asked you to please remove them from the order. At that point, she finally did. After we paid, my husband told me I had embarrassed him, called me childish, and berated me before storming off for 30 minutes, leaving me standing there all because I didn't want to pay for something I wasn't sure I wanted anymore. That's really weird. That's weird energy. No, you're not the That's really insane that he acted like that, because I feel like whenever you go somewhere and they do say, oh, you have to wait a little bit, or it's out of stock, or like come back later, you don't want it anymore. You know what I mean? It is true that the convenience of things drives the want for them, I think. So whenever they say, oh, you have to wait 10 minutes, it's like, oh, I don't really want them anymore. So I feel like him getting that mad over you not wanting them is crazy. But I also think he's trying to do something nice, and he's like, oh, like, it's fine, like, we can just wait the 10 minutes. But I feel like after you were just like, no, it's fine, he should have just left it at that. I feel like the extended back and forth made it awkward, and I could not imagine being the cashier. That's why, like, ugh! That's the most awkward thing about just life, couples arguing in front of you. Like, I could not imagine being the person in that situation. I would be like, you know what, guys? And walk away. I mean, I don't think you're that for changing your mind. You don't need to get that irritated at him. He doesn't need to get that irritated at you to walk off for 30 minutes. So I feel like if anyone's the in the situation, it's him just because of how mad he got over it. But it's like, alright, everyone needs to relax. This is Auntie Anne's pretzels. Yeah, I feel like that's just kind of insane, being a grown person acting like that over Auntie Anne's. Like literally reading that, whenever you were talking about the cashier being involved, I felt for the cashier. I felt that in my bones, in my veins, in my nervous system. So I'm just gonna say, you're not. Why are we being divas? Bring the diva-ness down. The thing that blows it out of the water is the storming off and getting that mad and saying that you embarrassed him. It's not that big of a deal, okay? Relax. I think that's what sort of carries your goodness here, is how he acted. Even if the person that's posting it is not the it's making me realize other people in this situation are so crazy. And you know what it sounds like a lot of these people need? Therapy. A lot of these are just so overreacted. I don't know, maybe it's because I'm so removed from the situation. I think that is the case, because I think a lot of the things that maybe I would look back at that I would have posted in my DM before, it's like, damn, it really was never that serious. And what it was never that serious. But I hope you enjoyed this week's video. I will see you guys next week. Let me know any certain themes that you want me to read on Am I Reddits, because I'm so down. Now let's go get some Auntie Anne's. Not the hot dog bites though. I'm not really a hot dog bite person. I'm just a normal pretzel girl. But I will see you guys next week. As always, happy, silly, hydrated, peace out. I love you guys. Bye!